I still remember that morning in October of 2015 when my family and I traveled to the U.S. Embassy in Bogota, Colombia, hoping for one thing: for me to be granted a student visa to pursue my education in the United States. After navigating through long lines and screenings, my family and I finally reached our turn to speak with the consular. As I stood staring at the Monday knockdown drywall of the consular booth, I felt a weight of anticipation rush over me, knowing that this moment could shape the course of my future, though I didn't realize how much just yet. The silence grew louder as the consular on the other side meticulously flipped through pages of evidence that proved my eligibility for this visa. I kept peeking at her through occasional glances at the glass barrier between us. All I could do was wait. Finally, after some of the longest minutes of my life passed, she picked up the phone and spoke to us through the speaker. All of a sudden, the buzzing mix of doubt, nerves, and anticipation that I had been feeling up to this moment were washed away by the consular's words. My visa had been denied. I turned to my mom feeling the sting of rejection, and she met me with the sweetest embrace. In this moment of such defeat, she began to pour over me with words of encouragement and reassurance. In this moment, at the age of 9, I began to understand a powerful truth. Detours don't have to be setbacks. Instead, they can be unexpected opportunities for growth. That day marked the start of a long journey that has taught me the real power of positive thinking. Receiving a student visa to study in the United States was something that I really desired in my life. Having had a close bond with my tia Ana since I was a baby, seeing her leave to achieve her American dream sparked a special curiosity and determination in me at the age of 5 years old. As a result, years later, a personal dream of mine was born: to learn English and to make the most of the opportunities that an education in the United States could offer me. Once I knew this, I shared my wish with my family, who in return surrounded me with endless love and support. We all began preparing for my appointment at the U.S. Embassy months in advance. We hired an immigration lawyer. I continued my enrollment in an English learning program, all while we began gathering the legal paperwork required. Therefore, when my visa got denied, we all felt incredibly disappointed. My little 9-year-old brain couldn't understand what had gone wrong and felt extremely defeated. I felt as though my dream of studying in the United States was no longer possible. However, instead of dwelling in this disappointment, my mom helped me come to terms with my reality and understand that there was still good and positive things that could come out of this unwanted outcome. At its core, positive thinking is rooted in some sort of faith. Faith in others, faith in change of events, faith in new opportunities, etc. For us, positive thinking flowed out of our faith in God's plan. We came to understand the words of Hebrews 11:1, which say that faith is the assurance of things hoped for and the conviction of things not seen. Past the aspect of religion, this statement perfectly describes the faith behind positive thinking. That even when outcomes or possibilities are some that we can't see, we have the opportunity to think positively and believe in what we hope for them to be. Right away, my mom reminded me of the truth, that there's a plan and a purpose for my life. I'm not defined by worldly standards, and that everything happens for a reason. After my visa got denied, my plans of studying in the United States were delayed, as 6 months were required to pass before we could try again. In the meantime, we shifted our mindset through prayer. This helped us look past the present state of what we hoped would happen to the bigger picture and understand that this moment was not the end of the road. Back then, and still to this day, my mom's strong moral support and spiritual leadership have helped me remain positive through the uncertainties that I faced. My visa got denied, and now as I face even more difficulties, her wise words help shift my perspective. She tells me, the journey is not the destination. After the 6 months had passed, we returned to the U.S. Embassy for another appointment, this time just my mom and I. We walked through the establishment with the certainty that that would be the day that I would receive my student visa. The consular that granted me my long-awaited visa was the same consular that denied it to me 6 months before. As if that wasn't baffling enough, she gave me a visa valid for 8 years, an occurrence which is not only uncommon for student visas, but also especially for a 10-year-old. This visa carried me from 5th to 12th grade in the United States. Last year, I went through another tumultuous journey of renewing my visa, which has now granted me the opportunity to complete my college education in the United States until 2029. The journey has not been easy, especially now as I face the obstacles of funding a college education in the United States. Through it all, the power of positive thinking has been significant in my plans to persevere and succeed. I have learned through my experiences and the admirable fortitude of my mom that in a tough situation, one has two choices: to drown in defeat or to get up and find solutions. All in all, positive thinking and faith has taught me that the word impossible cannot be in my vocabulary.